What's up, YouTube? This is Damon, aka the world's worst magician, and today I'll be bringing you a look at the brand new Bumble Bee, Killer Bee, and Black S.W.E decks from Ellusionist. So these are the latest releases for the Black Club, and two of them are already for sale publicly. So let's kind of step through these one at a time. So this is the Bumble Bee deck, and definitely has a cool antique feel to it. As we take a look, naturally smooth. This is the actual back of the card. And what a buzz. They have some bee related humor on this. So here's your bee. And then in here it says bees are beautiful, right? Ba-dum-bump. So the bee theme, not to be confused with Penguin Magic's latest release, a little anecdote is that these were already put into production at the same time as the Penguin Magic, and they actually had a deck that they had come up with called the Honeybee from Ellusionist, and ended up scrapping it at the last minute, and thankfully they did, because these were in production when the Honeybee was released, so they were already being made. So pretty cool that two different Magic websites had a similar idea. But to take it further, these two decks, the Bumble Bee and the Killer Bee, these are actually to support awareness of bees, because there is kind of a global epidemic going where we're losing a lot of our bees. They're dying kind of unexpectedly. So these are to help bring awareness to that. And 10% of each one of these decks separately, 10% of all sales goes to a charity to kind of help preserve bees. So we've seen the Bumblebee. Now let's take a look at the Killer Bee. This one, I like it. It's kind of a modern take on what a bee would look like. And then here you can see kind of the scientific honeycomb look. And it's a really plain but striking box. I like the foil on it. And here's the top. Focus for you. And then let's see the highly anticipated Black S.W.E Erdnase deck. So if you're familiar with the previous Erdnase deck, it came out with a green tuck, and this one is black with the gold foil, and that black actually does match on the cards. So now that we have seen the tucks, let's get into it. All right, so first let's step through the Bumblebee deck. And like I said, 10% of the profits from this do go to support a charity. So you see here on the Joker, it says the dwindling honeybee is as vital as a pollinator. And then a third of all plants we eat have been pollinated by bees. So again, this is bringing the awareness. So that's for the Jokers. And then they also have this quote from Albert Einstein that basically says all of human life will die within 4 years if bees are gone, because they're not going to pollinate the plants. And then, you know, basically without plants, no animals, no people, right? And then here is a blurb on Beemageddon. And it also has I'll leave a link to the charity that they're donating the money to, so that way if you just want to support the charity, you know, outside of the cards, then you can do so. So I'm going to step through these. So here is a cool Ace of Spades. They got the honeycomb on there. And then, yeah, this is all custom work, and I really like this deck because it kind of has, I don't know, it's like an antique feel. And I don't know if the Phoenix deck kind of started this large pip movement, but definitely has some large pips, and the styling here is you know, kind of whimsical and throwback. And again, you see these large pips here, like the Phoenix deck has. And I don't know if you can really tell if my camera's picking it up or not, but the cards almost have like a weathered look to them. So yeah, I really enjoyed this deck. I actually got to see these before they came out, and I was like, super stoked to get my hands on them. So yeah, let me step through these, and I'll leave a link in the description to where you can purchase these. Like I said, these decks were released as part of the Christmas promo, so they are for sale to the public already as we're finishing up here. And then, you know, the handling, it's what you would expect from an Ellusionist deck. The fanning feels good, doing any kind of slights or, you know, anything like that. And they feel great. And let me show you the back design here. It is a two-way back. Focus on that for you so you can see it. Get my hand out of the way so you can see the corners. But yeah, super cool. Kind of a throwback design. You know, it's not too serious, and it's for the Bumblebee, you know, so you expect that to be a little bit funny. And to continue kind of the joking manner, Here's for the killer bee. So this shows you the jokers show a honeybee versus a killer bee. So with the honeybee, you're going to have the honeys, you're going to collect, or you're going to have the bees go to the beekeeper, and then you're going to collect their honey, and then we can use it. For the killer bee, they are going to sting people, and then the BK stands for the beekeeper. So a whimsical little tombstone, right? So just showing you the life cycle of a killer bee versus a honeybee. And then again for the, not the gaff, but you know, they have information on Beemageddon. It's exactly the same as the other deck. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description to where, you know, you can pause it if you want to read this, but I'll leave a link in the description to the organization. And then this is a pretty cool card, and it just has that same quote from Albert Einstein about, you know, people basically going extinct if we lose bees. So I'm going to step through these one at a time. So here's the Ace of Spades, and again, this is all custom work. These pips are a bit smaller, but they went for a really modern take, and I like the black cards. It was a cool modern update. Even you see the court cards are, you know, definitely a lot different. They incorporate the honeycomb design, and they went with the white and yellow landscape on the coloring. So again, these are also available to the public already, so I'll leave a link in the description to where you can pick these ones up. And 10% of the proceeds from this deck do go to charity. I know I'm kind of harping on it, but I do love when card companies do that kind of thing and, you know, help give back and raise awareness for a cause. And this one seems kind of, you know, you might say, oh, honeybees are stupid, but, you know, we depend on them for, you know, pollination and helping breed plants and life, right? So again, the handling is great on these the exact same way. So fans look great, and we'll look at this back design, which is much different from the bees on the honeybee deck. So here we go. And as you can see, they have the honeycomb design, and then we have the two modern bees here. So yeah, these cards just, they feel great. There's your blank fan. And then, you know, the black landscape looks super cool. So it's definitely a contrast to the original one. And let's take a look at the Black Erdnase deck, which I've gotten a lot of requests on these already. So these are not raising awareness for anything other than being awesome at cards. So again, this is for, you know, Erdnase. And again, we have the Joker, and then we have a special guest appearance by the hands of Mr. Madison, right? So this is a reveal, and then you also have the hands there, which was a cool touch. And then as far as the gaffs, you are going to receive a double backer, and then you're also going to receive an S.W.E cut card. So this time it's black versus the last deck. So that's pretty cool. Now, I did receive a ton of questions before. I'm going to start on the back here because there were a lot of questions about something being hidden in the back. And as far as I know, and I spoke with one of the folks over at Ellusionist, and they confirmed that there was nothing on the back design. So I do not believe there is anything again. I even checked the corners to see if it was maybe like the knock deck and something was hidden there, but I do not believe there's anything hidden on the back of these. So I'll step through them here. So the pip work on these it's exactly the same as the original, but this is a limited edition. And then it is in a new deck order versus a stack. And then one thing about this deck is that this is not available to the public just yet. So when it does become available, of course, I will update with a link to where you can purchase this. Also, right now, at the time of this video being released, they are running their Christmas promotion. And I believe if you spend $300, don't quote me, it's $150 or $300, but I think it's the $300 tier, you will receive this deck for free. So, you know, you do have to spend a little bit of money, but if you're going to spend it anyways, then this is a good time to try and pick up this deck. So the handling for this, again, is it feels great. It's just, you know, it's like the last deck, and you always expect the premium handling from them. And I'll let you check out the back design, even though we took a look at it earlier, but I'll give you a better look. And again, for the people that were asking me, as of now, to my knowledge, and after speaking with some folks at Ellusionist, I haven't spoken to Daniel, you know, we're not cool like that anyway. But as far as I know, there's nothing hidden in the backs of the previous deck or in the back of this deck. So the handling's great. Everything that you would expect from Ellusionist deck. And I'll show you real quick. So there's a blank fan. That was a little bit sloppy, but one of the things is on the court cards, you got to do a really tight blank fan to make sure, you know, I got a little piece there, but you know, they have the rectangles that go around the court cards. So make sure that you know about that. So again, these are the 3 decks that were just released as part of the Black Club. These 2 are currently for sale, and I will leave links in the description to where you can find those. And then for the Erdnase deck, I will update that as it becomes available. So yeah, that's been your look at the Bumblebee, the Killer Bee, and the Black Erdnase deck. All right, see ya. Well, I hope you liked that review. And if you have any questions, magic tricks, or decks that you want to see reviewed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that like button and subscribe for any future reviews. All right,